Hello my lovelies, welcome back to my channel. My honey is mowing the lawn, so apologies if you can hear that. I have to film right now, so again, apologies. Anywho, again, hello, my name is Mary. If you are new here, welcome. I would love it if you can click the subscribe button and stay for a while. I upload 3 times a week. Get ready with me, so shop my stash, trying on new makeup. If it's beauty or makeup related, I will be posting it. And if you're a returning viewer, thank you so much for coming back. I appreciate you more than you know. So as you could tell from the title of the video, my Huda Beauty Easy Blur Natural Airbrush Foundation is here. I want to try this out. I think I will also do like a full face of what I already own from Huda Beauty as well. So I'll let you know my thoughts on everything else that Huda Beauty has to offer, and then my first impressions on this bad boy today. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get started with this video. All right, my lovelies, hair is pulled back, but before we start with applying the makeup, my skin is going through it right now. We went camping Labor Day weekend, and we went camping again this weekend. We're just trying to get in as much as we can before winter gets here. In October, we're not going to get a chance to camp because my husband's not going to be home for that long. He just had a longer break this time around, but he'll be back to regular scheduling where he'll be working for about 3 weeks and then home for about 1. So yeah, my skin's going through it. We're also potty training the kids, and that didn't help while out camping because you don't have access to a ton of water. So yeah, my skin is suffering because of that. But it's good because we're trying a new foundation. We're going to see if that's going to cover up what it needs to cover up. Enough chit-chatting. I obviously have a lot to say today. So the Huda Beauty Easy Blur Natural Airbrush Foundation with niacinamide comes in 29 different shades, and it retails for $37. I did not pick this up as soon as it launched because I was camping up in the mountain where I had absolutely no service. I believe I purchased it on Tuesday. We got back Monday. We were exhausted. So the Tuesday, the next day, which was the 3rd. So 2 days after it launched, I think, at Sephora. That's why I'm so late with my review, but it's fine. I wanted to test this out anyways. The shade I purchased is Latte 300, and who did I watch? Miriam Maquillage, and she swatched this on her skin and it was a little bit light. I'm usually a shade or 2 lighter than she is, so that's what I went by. Okay, let me tell you a tiny bit about the product. A lightweight, medium to buildable coverage foundation that's not comedogenic and ultra blurring for an airbrush finish. Some of the highlighted ingredients are 1.5% niacinamide and silica, which is a pore blurring ingredient. So when I saw Huda announce this, I was really intrigued. I was a lot more interested in this foundation than I was in the Patrick Ta, so I chose to actually for sure review this one versus the Patrick Ta. But let me go ahead and add some primers and then we can get started. Okay. Let me take out the component. So I believe this is the first official launch that Huda Katan herself has been involved since taking back over as the CEO. If I am incorrect, let me know down below. Okay, here is the component. I feel like you either like a component like this or you don't. I personally do because it's a little bit easier, less messy. The only downfall for me is I can't tell you exactly how much product I'm using. I'm a pump, half a pump, whatnot. So that is the only downfall when it comes to like actually filming. But for my personal preference, this kind of packaging, squeezy tube packaging that is my jam. I did forget to tell you, it has an 18-month shelf life, and let me see where it was made. It was made in Italia. Okay, you see that? High elevation. One of the things I dislike sometimes from living so high up. Some products I've lost a lot just from opening the package. Oh, you know what? Let me swatch it before I start applying it. So like I said, 300 N. Looks like a neutral. 100%, and that makes me happy. I have just a tiny bit left over. So for primers, I went in to primers that I know that I enjoy and love. The Ordinary Milky Toner, the Refi New Blurring Primer for my T-zone, and the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Serum. Okay, so I literally just put a tiny bit on my finger, and I think we'll start with a brush on this side. I did wash my sponge, so we can also blend this out with the sponge on this side. Okay, so this is the Makeup Forever 109 foundation brush. One of my favorites. I haven't used it in a minute, so I pulled it out. Okay, that melted right into my skin. Let me go in with a tiny bit more. I'm not even squeezing, just whatever pressure is in here is what's pushing out product for me. I don't want to put too much on. If you've been here for a minute, you already know I don't like using a ton of foundation. I believe this is supposed to go to medium coverage, just from me blending it and what it's covering. I can see that you can probably build it up to a high, light, medium coverage. I don't know about true medium though. Okay, so this side I have the foundation and this side I have nothing. Now, I have seen a couple of reviews, and the advertising is basically Huda claiming that you don't need a filter to make your skin look good. I don't think she's trying to say that this foundation is going to blur out your pores. I don't think that's what. I think what she means is it's going to make your skin look absolutely beautiful and with this softening effect on it, while your true skin, pores, texture is still peeking through. I think that's the message she's trying to give, and I would definitely agree with that. There is a blurring primer that she released with this foundation. I decided not to purchase it. I have bought, I think, well, the Refi, I got the What's It Beauty and PR, so I want to use some of my other primers before I buy any more. But I still feel like this side where the foundation is laid down, it just looks soft, perfected, but you can still see my pores. And I'm okay with that because skin has pores. There's no such thing as a poreless skin. So I would definitely agree with the claims that she is saying this foundation has. At least the videos that I've seen her where she uses the product, I never heard her once say your pores are going to disappear. Just your skin is going to look beautiful, soft, filtered, but with your natural texture still peeking through. At least that's what I caught from everything that I've seen. All right, now we're going to do this side, and my allergies, you know, and then recovering from having that cold, so I might sound like I'm sick, but I'm not. I'm good, I promise. Also, this shade, it's actually a really good match, and I think I'll be able to use it when winter gets here as well. Okay, so I have some on my finger, and I would say it's a really soft formula. It does not feel thick or anything like that. Okay, my Wet n Wild sponge. And see if it absorbs too much of the product. I don't use sponges often. I do have certain products that I prefer using a sponge with. And usually during winter, I also prefer using sponges a tiny bit more, just because it brings a little bit of hydration into my skin while applying my base products. Okay, so I do feel like the sponge absorbed a tiny bit of the product. Not too much. Does it have a scent, or is that what I used to wash my No scent. Okay, good. It's nice that there's no scent. I feel with Huda, that was one of the main complaints, was that they put scent on everything. Okay. So when you blend it, it looks like a normal foundation, but then once it has sit for a second, it starts to look blurring. I hope that makes sense. And I would say the finish is a natural finish. Maybe even leaning towards like in between grounds of natural and soft matte. Because I don't see any kind of glow. Okay. Okay, so as of now, I think I prefer the brush over the sponge. Maybe once winter gets here, it'll be better with the sponge, but it's looking beautiful. Okay, so this is the side with the brush and this is the side with the sponge. I don't see a difference. I feel like they look pretty much the same. Just you do lose a tiny bit of product with the sponge, but that's about it. Okay, this is looking beautiful. Like my skin, but better. It's looking really, really, really nice. Doesn't feel tacky. I feel like it has dried down. Let's look at the swatch. Yeah, so definitely dries down. But do you see that? It melted right into my skin. Yeah. That texture is beautiful. Okay. All right. I am going to finish off the rest of my face. I'll only record the actual Huda products that I use. I don't have cream bronzer. She does have the cream bronzer available, but I don't have it. The powder bronzer is from Glowish, and I believe that is going away. So I might not include that, but for sure the concealer, the powders, the liquid blush, and I have a lip product, a lip blush. Okay, so the Huda Beauty Fall Filter Concealer, I have it in Coconut Flakes 2.7N. I do enjoy this. It's a good one. I did not fall in love with it like other people have. I think Tanya B. Wells, it was her favorite there for a minute, and I believe Angelica Nyqvist also really enjoyed it. I can't think. Oh, I think Nikki also, Nikki LaRose. It's a good one. I enjoy it. I think they did a fabulous job. Okay, Nikki LaRose and 1.4. Okay, I went in to the Say Liquid Bronzer in Salt and the Makeup by Mario Liquid Bronzer in Medium. Now we're going to jump in to the Huda Beauty Blush Filter Strawberry Cream. This is absolutely beautiful. So easy to blend, and I mean so easy to blend. I love the tones that she came out with. I think they're absolutely beautiful. They also smell like candy. But these are just so easy to blend on top of powder, under powder. This is the Makeup by Mario F4 brush. It's just such a beautiful formula. It leaves your cheeks also looking very soft, like a softening effect. And it's just, I am so glad that even though I was blushed out already when this was launched, that I still decided to go ahead and just purchase at least one shade because it's so pretty. Okay, do you see how beautiful everything is looking? My skin's looking filtered. Okay, another launch that I enjoyed, but I feel like not many did. That is the Easy Bake and Snatch powder, pressed powder. Now this is one that has a slight sheen to it. It's very minor. It's almost like the NARS pressed powder that they have. I have the shade Cupcake. I've been loving this as an under eye setting powder and a tiny bit in my T-zone. It's just so good. I put it away for a minute, but I love it. I absolutely love it. Not too many people did. Too many people prefer her loose powder, and that for me is a little bit drying, especially in the winter, but I will use it today. I'm using this one to set my under eyes. You see that? So pretty. Okay, now for setting the rest of my face, I'm going to use the little mini Huda Beauty, the Bake Loose Baking and Setting Powder. I don't bake, I just set. I have it in a pound cake. This is a different shade than the pressed one that I have. This is the Sonia G Inoki brush. I have to tread pretty softly because, like I said, it's a pretty drying formula for my liking. Everybody else loves it and I'm just like, it's a little dry and it makes me feel like my skin needs water would be nice. Okay, so I did do my eyebrows. I just didn't set them yet. No mascara. I am going to film after I'm done with this because I have a palette I need to film with. I might leave the lips just as they are. I do want to use the lip blush from Huda Beauty. If you've watched me for a minute, ever since that product launched, you already know that it's my absolute favorite. It's one of my favorite lip stains. It is just perfect. It's absolutely stunning. But the Unearthly Gargoyle palette came in and I have to film with that, and I don't know if the lip is going to go with the eye look that I end up doing, so I'd rather just leave my lips bare for now. For highlighter, the only one I have from Huda Beauty is this one from the Rose Quartz collection. It's a balmy, dewy highlighter, but I do really enjoy it. As you can tell, I've definitely used this. So we're gonna use it today just so I can show you how pretty it is. My absolute favorite brush is the BK113. It just works perfect with cream and highlighting products. I just tap it. I don't have any powder blush because, again, I don't know what the eye look is going to look like, so the Huda Beauty is peeking just a tiny bit through the powder, which is nice. And the Huda Beauty blush filter actually works great on top of powder, in case you were wondering. But do you see that it's just like a beautiful natural glow, nothing super extreme. It's just a really pretty one. I haven't enjoyed this. I mean, you could tell that I've enjoyed this. It's a pretty one. Okay, makeup is done, and this is what the face looks like. Let's look at the face up close. So you can see everything. I feel like you could still see my texture, you could still see my pores, but yet somehow the skin looks perfected, doesn't it? Like I have a filter, so I feel like the name is pretty fitting. Wow. Like, first impressions, this is absolutely beautiful. I mean, I'm looking at the viewfinder and I feel like my skin looks pretty perfected. You can all let me know if you agree or disagree, but I personally feel like my skin looks perfected. All right, my lovelies, it is 8:54 at night and I finished applying the Huda Beauty Easy Blur, I think, foundation at around 11:45. So let's look. I feel like everything looks good. I'm looking in the mirror here. Yeah, everything looks good. It's been 8 hours of wear and I think it looks really, really good. It still looks natural on the skin. I did feel some of my oil seeping through throughout the day, mostly here. What primer did I use? The Refi. But other than that, I feel it looks good. I'm enjoying it. I think it's a beautiful foundation. I'm excited to keep using it and let you know 100% what my thoughts are once I've used it for a good minute. Okay, let me send you on off to outro Mary. And yeah, okay. Bye. You all know how the wear test went. I finished at around 11:45 in the morning, so that's the time that I'll go off of, but I have a feeling the wear test is gonna go great. This is the first impressions video, so I will keep using this foundation at least for the next 2 to 3 weeks, just so I can really get a true opinion on the product. That way, the next time I mention this on my channel or I use it in a video, I can let you know 100% how I feel about this foundation. But first impressions, wow. It has impressed me, I think. All right, my lovelies, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate every single one of you. You have no idea. All the comments, all the likes. If you use my links to shop, it truly all does mean the world to me. Let me know if you picked up this foundation or if you skipped or if you're waiting for reviews. At this point in time, I don't think I'm going to end up trying out the Patrick Ta. I already have the foundation and powder duo, and I actually do really enjoy it. It works well for my skin, so I don't need a second foundation from the brand. Okay, with that being said, do not forget to give the video a big thumbs up, and also don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, and I will see you all on my next video. Bye!